Hello, brother Robert. Hello, Kylie. Hello, Christy. Hello, Jess. Kelly Jess. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, family. It's good to have you around. Yeah, it's a very interesting mix of energy that we're kind of entering now into. I'm just gonna slowly fade Sogil out and bring the Mahamritanya mantra back in. The mantra for peace and healing to cuddle us in the background. So, family, I hope everyone went through the full moon that we just had on Tuesday in a good healing way. MJ! MJ is saying it's hard to hear me. How is now, MJ? Is that good? Is that better? Everyone can hear me better now? Yeah? Everyone can hear me better? Let me know. So yeah, I hope everyone went through the full moon in a good healing way. This was a more kind of grounded full moon. Virgo full moon is about the physical body, the detox, the purge, the clearing, the cleansing on a physical level. And when it happened, as we spoke last week, 50 minutes after the full moon, Tuesday night, Saturn went into Pisces and ended the 6 years of Saturn being home in Capricorn, Aquarius. And now that Saturn is in Pisces, it's kind of like it's on a whole new journey. Okay, you couldn't hear the stuff at the end, at the start. Okay, thank you, Christy, for that feedback. Loud and clear, cool. You know, it's been an interesting day, even when I drove back home after watching my son playing futsal. You know, the drivers on the road were very funny, and I felt like I needed to practice a lot of patience because they were just driving in a very slow, weird way. So I guess, you know, this is part of the energy. It's kind of like I started with the full moon. It kind of asks us to release on a physical level from our physical body, in our physical life, to declutter the past 3 years, the past 6 years. Okay, so Natural Great Peace guy, Sogyal Rinpoche, is now gone. Now it's Mahamritanya mantra in the background, so I hope that works well. Thank you, MJ, for the feedback. I hope you're settling down well, MJ. I've missed you. I've missed our beach walks together in the sunset. Yeah. Another good friend has left us. So, full moon, Tuesday night, Virgo, cleansing, clear, detox, let go. In order to allow the Pisces energy to guide us, to enter. And with Saturn moving to Pisces, there was another beautiful thing to know about that. It's kind of like we have an option here now to invite new. Saturn is teachers. Saturn is the great teacher, the teachers, the authority. And in Pisces, it's a spiritual realm. It's the spiritual guidance. Hello, brother Bharat. Good to have you. Rukshika and Trisha, and sending you love, all of you. Bharat, that personal message I haven't got back to. I'll get back to you. Every week I apologize to people I didn't get back to. I found that I am communicating very well on a collective level. And when it comes to the personal, I'm kind of like, there's a bit of kind of like holding back in a way. I don't know, it's interesting, you know, and some of it is actually got to do with the astrology. But back to the full moon. The full moon has come to and remind you that now the process of that release, letting go of the full moon that we just had 2 nights ago, this is a phase of the next 2 weeks into the new moon. So all these 2 weeks, we're going to process this intention of release and let go we initiated on the full moon. And so all these coming 2 weeks, you know, utilize those kind of energies of doing that full moon in Virgo that we just initiated, that decluttering your physical life, you know, letting go, clearing, you know, your diet, your body, your health. Now, health is another interesting thing. Oh my God, I'm a bit sporadic tonight. I need to kind of like put order, which is Saturn in Pisces, in a way. You know, Saturn goes into Pisces and everything becomes a bit kind of looser. The order and the structure and the teaching, it's a bit more looser. It's a bit less, you know, in Capricorn, Aquarius, Saturn was home. It was like everything has an order, it has a structure, it has rules, it has a regulation, da 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 da. And this part of the energy of shift of Saturn to Pisces is like the structure is becoming a bit more metamorphosic, you know, metamorphosis. It's kind of like it's more fluid, it's more liquid, it's more hazy, it's more kind of like, which will require from us to have discipline around that, so we don't become too lazy. So Pisces is kind of that lazy, surrender, let go, dreamy, you know, kind of like fantasy, imagination, creativity, flow. And when Saturn goes there, our discipline and our structure and our rules of the way we live our life and our character can become a bit more kind of loose. So we need to kind of have awareness towards that. The Maharitani mantra is a bit soft. All right, this is cool. This is cool. And there's issues with the streaming now. What's going on tonight? Ay. I don't know what's happening. Something is testing us, but we will pursue, you know. Sorry if there's any glitches, I don't know why. So we need to be aware that we're not becoming too loose, or I'm just disturbed by YouTube streaming. I don't know what's happening. Hopefully it's okay. Distracted me. As we come off this full moon, we're having this interesting mix of energy coming up this weekend, because remember the headline I gave you in the last, let's say, 4, 5, 6 weeks. I told you, remember, all this time Jupiter is coming into Chiron. Jupiter is making his way towards Chiron. So Jupiter comes into Chiron this Saturday, and so we are now really kind of getting into that. And remember what I said, Jupiter Chiron it's a healing crisis. It's like the Chiron, the wounded healer. He is our lifelong dancing partner that keeps reminding us of our wound that we are healing in this lifetime. It keeps on bringing it in different stages in our life, in different levels. And so, and it's in Aries. So it's in our sense of self. It's the way our sense of self got injured. Our insecurities, our, lack of confidence or lack of motivation, or, kind of identity crisis, or desires kind of not fulfilled, or my wants and needs are not being met, or I'm not getting what I want, things don't happen for me, I don't have luck, nothing works my way. That's kind of Chiron in Aries. The ego is feeling wounded. And when Jupiter comes into Chiron, it magnifies that. It makes it even louder. And it brings up some event or events that are really activating that sense of wounding. So it's already in play. As you can see on your 3 o'clock, Jupiter and Chiron both in blue. Jupiter now on the 13 degrees 46 minutes, Chiron 14 degrees 17 minutes. So there is 14, 21, 31 astrological minutes between them. So they're already kind of in conjunction. They're already building it up. And it's going to unfold exactly. There we go. Hi, doggy. You want to be on the Lovestream? Okay, everyone can hear you, doggy. Alright, it's not my dog, it's the neighbor's dog. Okay, so now on your 12 o'clock, Jupiter and Chiron conjunct 14 degrees 26 minutes. That's on Sunday at 4:42 p.m. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days from now. right? 3 days minus 3 hours from now. What's happening with the doggy? So many distractions today. My God. So this is one thing to understand. At Sunday afternoon, 4:42, we have Jupiter conjunct Chiron, which means that this coming 3 days, Shalom Ima, hello from Portugal. So this coming few days, and already from the full moon, because the full moon has triggered the release, the letting go, the clearing, right? The detox, the purging. What's going on with the doggy? My God, it's a bit of a challenge tonight. I'll get through it. I feel like every time I'm getting into my channel and there's some distraction happening. Before it was the stream quality. Now it's the dog. Oh my God. So from now, from the full moon, it's already kind of brewing. And as we come to this weekend, we have this building up of Jupiter and Chiron, which comes to a crescendo on Sunday afternoon, 4:42. Now, again, we are dealing here with the sense of wounding. So be aware of that and be very gentle with yourself, knowing that it's like you are going to a healing session. That's what Jupiter Chiron is. You're going to a healing session to sit and be vulnerable and to kind of like talk about it and really look deep into it so you could heal it. You know, when someone comes to me for a healing session, today I had a lovely lady coming here. And, you know, I love my service. I love being in this service because having the honor of having souls opening up to you and sharing their vulnerability and their lifelong pain and trauma, it is a very honorable place that I cherish and honor a lot. And that is what she did today. That's it. That's kind of like she brought her Chiron into the Jupiter, into the place of the teaching and the healing, so she could understand it and heal it and shift it and move it. So that's what I want you to carry as an understanding, as a metaphor, that we are all going on a healing retreat. All this weekend, from now into Sunday, we're on a healing retreat, which means that things can come up for us. And maybe some of you may be completely cool, and suddenly something will happen that will kind of activate it. Now, an interesting thing is that the story of Chiron, it involves like Chiron was immortal and he sacrificed himself by becoming mortal, and then after he sacrificed himself and became mortal, he resurrected and became immortal again. And so there is something around this that is kind of like Aries, the ego. There is something that we need to sacrifice, or it will be asked of us, presented to us, or forced upon us, that will hello Tonya, thank you my darling. Yasu, I love you. Send my love to Nico. So there's something here that we might need to sacrifice, if it's willingly or unwillingly. Something is brewing. Now, for some of us have been already, like I can vouch for that, my entire year has been around wounding and sacrificing and sacrificing and sacrificing. And for me personally, I feel like I have been through the worst stages of the pain, of the grief, of the loss, of the fear, of the trauma, of the shock, of everything. And I'm now coming to a place where I can start feeling the shift of healing. I can start feeling that things are moving in a different way. Now, if I can speak astrology in my personal story to inspire and to kind of share with you, so it might trigger something for you, I feel like something is changing, something is shifting, and I have no idea what it is. But I trust it. I sense it in a very subtle way. This is Pisces, yeah. I surrender to it. I I trust it, I flow with it as I allow the healing to unfold, as I invoke spirit and guides and angels to come through and assist, as I offer love and compassion to myself and to others, and I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. And I surrendered the need to know. I surrendered the need to analyze, figure out, understand what it is that is changing, what it is that is shifting, and I put myself in a place of awe and curiosity and kind of really peaceful space of intrigued. I'm spiritually intrigued by observing what I am sensing that I don't even know, but I know that I'm sensing something. And it's almost like you're waiting for a certain surprise and you don't know when you're gonna get it, who's gonna give it to you, and what's gonna be the surprise, but you have this kind of like surprise is coming. So for each one of us, it's placed differently, right? If you haven't dealt with your wound, if you haven't dealt with your pain, if you haven't dealt with those things you need to deal, this might be a bit of a hit for you, you know? You might get a bit of a smack. You might get a bit of kind of like, ouch. Something might suddenly happen, but, you know? So each one to its own, but in general, there is a healing crisis unfolding here. And I spoke about last week with Saturn moving to Pisces, we are dealing here with spiritual karma. So all these 3 years of Saturn in Aquarius, if you were in integrity in your relationships to other people, Aquarius, if you're responsible for the way you were dealing with other people, then now Pisces comes and there's this spiritual karma unfolding. But if you were not in integrity with other people, if you were not responsible towards other people, if you didn't do your homework, if you didn't pay attention, if you didn't do your due diligence, all those are qualities of Saturn in Aquarius. Saturn in Aquarius was kind of like, look at the world, Aquarius. Aquarius rules the world and the people. It's like, look at the world. Look. It's crazy. Everything is crumbling. Everything is falling apart. It's just like it's a complete systematic malfunction. Look at the people. Look how it affected the people. Look how these people behave. You know, a few days ago I drove my car and there's a woman, like, God bless her soul, walking crossing the road with a face mask. And I go like, seriously? Like, for a moment I was like, people are still walking with face masks? In the crossroad, in the street? And, you know, my son was with me in the car. We were talking about, we were both like, wow. And I told Mali, I told him, you know, God bless her, you know. I feel for her. Like she probably has still so much fears that were embedded into her consciousness by all these few years that she's still kind of in that place. Now, I don't judge it to be right or wrong, but just personally for my personal way of life and my personal choices, it was kind of like, wow, you know. And in general, so it's kind of, you see how, you know, how these 3 years of Saturn in Aquarius with all the lockdowns and everything, it affected people a lot. You can sense some people are very angry. You can sense some people are still fearful. Some people are confused. Some people are mentally unstable. Some people are just weird, you know. And so this Saturn in Aquarius was like, look at the world, look what it does to people, look what people are doing, look what these people are doing, and look what these people are doing. Now, what are you going to do? How are you going to be responsible? So if you've done your Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn in Capricorn, you know, if you've done your homework, you prepared yourself, you took some actions, you were responsible to your best ability, then the karma of that will be with more flow and divine support because you were attuned to your spiritual guidance. You were attuned to what you knew. But if you are completely ignorant and completely blind to what's really happening, you know, not what Neptune in Pisces is doing. Neptune is the media and the propaganda and the stories they are telling you, the smoke screens. You know, if you've been kind of falling down for the Neptune in Pisces with the smoke screens, and you haven't really looked at the details, the fine details of Saturn in Aquarius and Saturn in Capricorn, then you still think that the world is really because of what they're saying to you, but what you don't understand is what's happening behind the scenes. But those who actually look deeper and have done their homework and have done their research and look, Aquarius is the internet, people went on internet and learned and listened and watched and da-da-da-da-da, there is that rewarding shift there for them too. Now, although we have passed the test of Saturn at the end of Aquarius, which we were dealing with, and we called it that graduation process, and now Saturn, as you can see here on your 2 o'clock, on your 1 o'clock, Saturn is now 0 degrees Pisces. Saturn will be back here, by the way. In July, Saturn will go retrograde on the 7th degree all the way back to 0 degrees. So pay attention, because what's happening there now in regards to Saturn on 0 degree Pisces, it's going to be revisited again later on. In July, it's going to go retrograde. It's going to come here, I don't know exactly, but later on this year, at the end of the year. Station on the 0 degrees and then move forward again. So even though Saturn shifted into Pisces, it's still not over. We're still having massive tests here. Because Pluto here on your 3 o'clock is on the 29 degrees and 46 minutes of Capricorn. So over here, things are kind of have shifted a bit, right? We had Venus past Chiron and Jupiter. Now Jupiter comes into Chiron. And suddenly we have this kind of Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Everything is Pisces, Aries, Taurus. Except Pluto in Capricorn and Mars in Gemini. Everything else is Pisces, Aries, Taurus. The endings, Pisces, Saturn, Mercury, Sun, Neptune, endings. And then we've got the initiation of Jupiter, Chiron, Venus in Aries, initiating. And then we've got the Taurus, which is kind of like a revolutionary, and North Node is the future destiny. Juno now will be when Chiron and Jupiter will meet. This is the chart of Sunday. When they will meet, Juno will move to Taurus. So we're going to have Juno, the goddess of marriage, in Taurus. The North Node, the destiny, in Taurus. And Uranus, the revolutionary, freedom, breaking free, you know, but disruptor, in Taurus as well. So our physical reality is changing for a future destiny in a very sudden way, with Uranus involved. It's sudden little shocks that just kind of tilt you out of your course into a new reality. Things just shock you out of your comfort zone to kind of innovate yourself and rise into a higher frequency. Juno there is kind of taking your sacred marriages, our sacred relationships, into the focus of that energy. And while this is happening in Taurus, we've got the Aries, like here we are, the healing session. Jupiter and Chiron, the healing session in Aries. What is this wound? Why am I feeling wounded? What went wrong? What stories am I telling myself? What beliefs did I develop for myself? Jupiter rules our beliefs, our philosophy. What these beliefs and this philosophy of life that has caused me to feel lack and wound and weakness and insecure and unmotivated and da-da-da-da-da-da. Because all of them in Aries, they want, like in Aries there is this, I want to feel better. I want a new life. I want a new story. I have these desires. I have these wants. I have these needs. And Venus there is like, I want to initiate. This kind of like this kind of that. But nothing is clear. That's the trick of this week. There is not much clarity. There's all this shifting, unfolding in the background. There's all this process of healing and shifting and moving, and energy is really kind of clicking from one tone to another, but we don't have full understanding and full clarity. The ego is wounded, Aries. The ego is wounded, Jupiter and Chiron. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I need. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what am I desiring. I don't know who I am. because who I used to be is no longer who I am. Then who do I want to be? Because who I used to be is kind of like, no, it makes me feel like this and this and this and that, and I don't want to feel like this and this and this and that. I want to feel like that. But how am I going to get there? We don't know it yet. Pisces season. Pisces is not the place of the sharp mind. Pisces is the place of the dreamy mind, of the spiritual mind, the meditative mind, stillness. So there's this kind of mix, because there's this Aries dealing with our wounding becoming very highlighted, and because Venus is there in Aries too, indicating it will impact the relationship. So relationships will have a big impact with this energy. And what the relationship will need is conversation, is talking, is healing one another, feeling one another, relating to one another, understanding one another, knowing that we have come to a relationship as two individuals that went through an entire lifetime. And in that lifetime, we had our own individual wounds, traumas, pains, experiences, and we came into a relationship. What's going on with the Lovestream again? I'm pausing because, okay, the stream is back. Something is happening with the streaming tonight. I have no idea what it is. Weird. So, in a relationship, if we will both come to relate, relationship is we relate, right? It's a relationship. And as individuals, we are all going through Chiron Jupiter. So our individual wounding is coming up to the surface. And if we are in a relationship that is accommodating and loving and compassionate and understanding, that seeks growth and evolution together and a better life together, we will not project our wounding onto our partners or our beloveds or our friends. We will share. We will talk about it. We will explain, this is how I feel. And we will allow each other to feel. If you go to a combat zone, it won't be good for you. If you go to ego fights, it won't be good for you. The ego is wounded. When the ego is wounded, it's very common for people to seek a sense of empowerment for their ego by fighting with another, arguing with another, telling another what they feel, what they think, what they judge, because that makes them feel better about themselves, because ultimately they are feeling wounded. And so this kind of energy requires all of us to have a very increased self-awareness, to be very aware of ourselves, and not to project outside of us the inner process that we are going through. And if we will do that properly, the relationship will actually benefit from that, because the relationship will have these solid foundations of vulnerability and sacredness and sharing and loving and understanding and true intimacy. Intimacy is not just sex. Intimacy is being vulnerable with each other and being intimate with each other of how we feel, what we go through. So the relationship that could do that, great. But the relationship that will not be able to do that, sorry. We're still in process of relationship shifts, and with Pluto at the end of Capricorn now, if you are holding on because you really want to hold on because that's the structure of your life, Capricorn, and Pluto is kind of coming there and is like, give me that, give me that, and you're like, no, I'm gonna do more work, I'm gonna work on that harder, I'm gonna, and Pluto is like, Pluto is kind of, it's almost like Pluto is setting us up. It's kind of sitting there at the final degree of Capricorn, watching us, how we're going through this process. Now, why did I say also the mind is confused, the mind is not in its sharpest? Mars is on the 23rd degree at 50 minutes of Gemini. This on Sunday, let's go back to now. So remember this moment, Sunday 4:42 p.m., the moment of Jupiter conjunct Chiron, okay? If I go back to now, here's the Jupiter Chiron now on your 3 o'clock. Mars is on the 22nd degree and 36 minutes. Now, Mars has entered Gemini in August 2022. And then it went all the way to the 25th degree, and Mars went retrograde on the 30th of October. So the end of October, Mars went retrograde, since end of October. So think that the area that Mars is covering right now is the area that Mars was in, let's see, probably around end of October. And when Mars comes into the 25th degree, if I move the days now, let me move the days, 25. Only on the 16th of March, next Thursday, so a week from now, Mars will be out of shadow. So Mars is the ego, just like Aries. So as Chiron and Jupiter meets in Aries and highlight all this wounding healing crisis, and we are in this healing retreat. And by the way, although this event is unfolding on Sunday afternoon, it's an event that is already unfolding for the last week, all this coming week and the week after, because it's a moving slow planet. Jupiter is slowly moving, so it's still gonna be in that kind of in the auric field of Chiron. So it comes into Chiron for the last few weeks. On Sunday it's exactly on Chiron. Then it's going to be another few weeks that is going to pass from Chiron. But now the build-up is the most intense, where it just comes up. So, you know, you may feel incompetent at the moment. You may feel like, what's wrong with you? You may feel like maybe you're in trauma mode. Maybe you're in fight or flight mode. Maybe you are playing with your shadows. Maybe you're playing with your wounding. Maybe all these things. Don't reject it, don't judge it, don't blame it, don't condemn it, don't feel shit for it. Observe it, watch it. Again, the love stream. What's going to happen? Well, what's happening with this? I don't know what's happening with the internet today. So this process, kind of like, be a good student of the universe. And remember that while we're talking all this, we're in Pisces season. So the kind of the general spice is Pisces. Be with spirit, meditate, heal. Go to see a healer. If you need me, I'm here for you. Go to see a healer. Go into meditation. Just be in this stillness. That's why I started the stream with Sogyal Rinpoche, reminding us that like, rest your mind in natural great peace. You know, just watch everything, observe everything, but not in a judging, analyzing way. More like just watch it. What does it make you feel? What does it bring up for you? Because as you feel it, you heal it. You become aware of it. You acknowledge it, and as you observe the process, there's some keys. Chiron is the key. It gives us the key to the healing. So that's one big aspect of this week, Jupiter Chiron. But the reason why I said the confusion, that the mind is not, again, the love stream. I have no idea what's going on today. The reason why I said confusion and all that is Pisces season. Pisces season is confusion. I hope the stream is okay. I don't know what's happening. Pisces season is kind of that spiritual time of surrendering the ego, surrendering all that we've done. It's the 12th house of ending, of let go, of closing the cycle. And so in general, Pisces season is a better season for creativity, for imagination, for spirituality, for meditation, for music, and just kind of allowing things to be and watching what falls away. It's like when the tree goes into autumn, the leaves fall away. You know, the tree doesn't hold on to the leaves. It grew the leaves in spring through summer. Comes the autumn and the leaves starting to fall away. And the tree is watching the leaves fall away. It doesn't fight for them. He's still standing there. He knows that soon enough he'll be naked. But he knows that it's in divine order that he's supposed to get naked again. Because in winter, as the tree becomes naked, the energy is focused more on the roots. So the energy goes into the roots, and then there's the root growth. And because he's taking all his nutrition from the earth, because there's less sun, goes into the earth, nutrition. Then spring will come in, it will grow new leaves. So there is that process of surrender and release to that. So that's one thing, Pisces. It's a place of more dreamy mind rather than focus sharp mind. But on top of that, Mars in Gemini, Mars the ego, the warrior, the masculine, in Gemini, ruled by Mercury, the mind. Mars since August went there. It's like, I need to figure out. So Mars is trying to figure it out. Since August, it's like, Gemini is our personal environment. I need to understand, what am I doing? What identity am I going to have now? Who do I like in my environment? Who knows? Where should I live? What car should I have? Should I sell my car, buy my car? Should I sell my stocks, buy my stocks? Should I buy Bitcoin, sell Bitcoin? Should I buy silver, sell silver? My business, my career, how I'm talking, my emails, my communication. The ego is trying to understand, but it doesn't have the understanding yet. It is doing the process of like looking at all the things and figuring it out, but it went through these places in October. Then in October, end of October, it went retrograde to kind of really look at it. And now direct motion, and only next Thursday, a week from now, Mars will go out of shadow. So only in a week from now, we're gonna get into the final 5 degrees of Gemini, where things are finally kind of starting to click in, and the understanding being assimilated, the identification process assimilated. But right now we are not there. And so what I'm trying to tell you, that if you will go into the mind, to try to understand and figure it out and think it knows what it's doing, you're gonna wound yourself. Jupiter and Chiron in Aries. Mars rules Aries, the ego. Jupiter and Chiron in Aries, highlighting the wound of self. Mars is going in Gemini, going like, what's happening, what's going on, I don't know what to do, should I do this, should I do that? And Gemini is very kind of like zap, going there, okay, I should do that, no, I do that. Curiosity, kind of like easily intrigued, changing his mind. So if you are a conscious, aware soul to your best ability, you could notice that you might witness your mind going a bit kind of hyperactive. Maybe you're gonna seek distraction through talking to people too much about nothing, internet, movies, entertainment, news, consuming news. And if you do, it's a good luck. It's not gonna be good for you, because something is about to happen. Something is about to happen. Because while this is happening with Mars, look at this. This is next Thursday when we're gonna meet again. And on that time we're gonna meet, we're gonna have some more clarity, right? I really feel this astrology, because today I feel my mind is not the sharpest. My presence is a bit kind of scattered. I'm kind of like, I'm putting things together in my best ability. I surrender to this flow. There's glitches in the stream. There's the dog barking. There's all these things happening. But I'm just kind of like, it's okay. It's all right. Keep on flowing. It is what it is. And so by next week when we meet, Mars will leave shadow. And on the day that Mars leaves shadow, we'll have Sun conjunct Neptune in Pisces. So all this week, once we pass the Jupiter Chiron, then we are facing the fact that Mercury and the Sun are approaching Neptune. I'll go back to now. So Sunday 4:42, Jupiter Chiron. Next Thursday night, we have Mars out of shadow and Sun conjunct Neptune. Now going back to now. Where is the, as you can see here on your 4 o'clock, Neptune 24:52, Sun 18:34, Mercury 11:23. Mercury is moving fast. So Mercury also the mind. So on top of the fact that Mars is still in shadow in Gemini, trying to figure it out, but can't put his mind into understanding or identifying it, Mercury in Pisces, the mind is in Pisces. It's kind of like a bit foggy, a bit confused, a bit kind of like wandering, hazy, lost, don't know exactly what it is, what it's about, kind of like, but at the same time, if we will use Pisces season, if we will use Jupiter Chiron in a good way, if we will use the mind in Gemini of not fully kind of pushing to understand, but more just watching, observing. If we will use Mercury in Pisces, meditating, stillness, meditate the mind, still the mind, music, creativity, spirituality, then messages will come through. Insight will come through. Revelation will come through. A key will be revealed and unlock a cycle. Something is shifting and we are in a big metamorphosis of a few weeks kind of process. So we are in the process. That's why it might feel a bit kind of like not here, not there. Something is changing. I don't exactly know what it is, but something. So it's like, accept it that right now we are not sharp. Accept it that right now we don't exactly know. And if you're really wise, be humble enough to admit that you don't know. And that's my best recommendation for this week, to be in a humble place that you don't know. You don't know exactly what's going on. You don't know exactly what's happening. You don't know exactly, you don't know. And that humble place of I don't know, it's an open space. The ego is not in fight, it's not in combat, it's not a struggle. The ego mind surrenders in observation, in stillness, and then spirit can come through. So relating this to the full moon, the work we've done on the full moon was clearing and detoxing from the physical body all this lower vibration of the past, of Saturn in Aquarius, Saturn in Capricorn, 3 years, 6 years, kind of really purging those energies out of the body. And doing the Pisces, then opening up to receive this new frequency, to receive this new guidance, new guides, new spiritual guides, new angels, new wisdom, new something cosmic, something higher dimensions is coming through. So we are in this releasing and receiving. We're in this process of letting go and bringing in. Ending, closing, opening, it's in there. So the tendency in the shadow aspect of this week will be to have a troubled mind, to have a troubled ego, to have confusion, to have illusion, deception, psychosis, mental. Pisces, it's a lot of Pisces. You can drive yourself mental. Am I losing my mind? I'm going psycho or whatever, paranoia and all these things, right? Lies, scams, deceits. Like, oh, I don't know what to do, but he says that he knows what to do, so I will listen to him, and then you're being scammed, or you're being lied to, or you're being fooled. I don't know if he's right. I don't know if she's right. But I respect them for who they are and what they know, and I'm just going to keep on observing it. I don't know if my ego is right. I don't know if my mind is right. But I understand that my mind thinks that. I understand that my ego feels that. But I will just keep on observing the mind and observing the ego to see what it actually reveals to me that is behind it or coming through it. Okay. So, I hope you're still with me. Because the stream has some issues. So, and I hope that I'm making sense to you, because I'm trying to explain to you a concept that is unfolding throughout all this week. And I'm trying to give you the medicine of what you could do in order to get through this week in the best way, and also what to be aware of so you won't injure yourself, wound yourself. Now, I spoke about Mars in Gemini, that is still kind of identifying, figuring out things. Now, let's give you a few points about Mars in Gemini. So, you couldn't hear it. My God. Oh, I know why. Oh my God. Weird. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Never mind. So Mars, few points about Mars. So Mars entered Gemini in August. Now Mars has conjuncted Neptune in Pisces on the 20th of May 2022. Okay? So you see here Mars here is in Gemini. On the 20th of May, Mars was with Neptune here in Pisces. So they initiated a new cycle. Mars, the warrior, the masculine, the initiator, the desire, with Neptune, a dream, a spiritual mission, a new vision, a desire for love, right? Neptune is love, unconditional love, forgiveness, healing, spirituality, psychic, vision, dream time. So Mars met Neptune in Pisces on the 20th of May 2022, 10 months ago. Try to reflect what was happening to you in your life back then. Maybe a dream came to an end as an illusion. Maybe you had to kind of take an action for the new dream, and by facing all the illusions, lies, deceits, I know I did, and so that was the conjunction, the initiation of this cycle. Why am I talking about that? Because then after Mars passed Neptune and it came to Gemini, it has done the square, the first square. So there's the conjunction, then there is the opposition. When Mars will be in Virgo, it will be opposition. And now when Mars is in Gemini, that's the first square, so 90-degree square. The square checkpoint is that the friction, the challenge that it's happening in order to initiate you to take action to materialize, actualize the intention you had when they conjuncted. So this square of Mars to Neptune happened in October, the first square when Mars went through, when Mars came. Let's go there. I'll take you now, let's go months back into October. And Mars here 22, Neptune 23. So here it is. Here is the first square on October 12th. 12th of October, Neptune 23, 21 here on your 10 o'clock. And Mars here on your 7 o'clock, 23, 21, a few hours back, okay? So October 12th, first square. Then Mars came to the 25th degrees. Yeah, here is Mars, came to the 25th degree. There you go, 25th and 36 minutes. Station retrograde on the 31st of October. And then when it retrograde back, it came again to square Neptune. Here it is. Came again to square Neptune on the 19th of November. Okay, so first time, 13th of October. Second square, 19th of November. So something happened, something was initiated in May 2022. You're masculine, you need to act with your dream in Pisces. Now, Pisces is ending, letting go, so you might have had to take action in order to end and close an old dream that became an illusion, an old illusion that fell apart. Secrets might have revealed that has kind of like made you initiate an ending. Some kind, maybe your spiritual mission in the way it used to be came to an end. Maybe something in your spirituality has come to an end. And that was the initiation in May, that you needed kind of a new hey, guy. I love how you like it. Shalom, guy. Love you, brother. And then once we initiated that, the first square came to kind of like, hey, so what's this about? So how are you gonna act about that? So what are you gonna do about that? And that first square was 13th of October. Then it came back to us like, remember, retrograde, my usual story is like, hey, check this out. What was it about? Ah, now I get it. So check this out was the first square, 13th of October. What was it about? 21st of November. And ever since 21st of November, we are kind of digesting, hello Breeze, we are digesting, analyzing, what is this that we need to change? What is this that is ending? In our spirituality, in our love, in our sense of compassion, in our forgiveness, in our healing. What is this that we need to end? What dream is coming to an end, and what actions we need to take in order to end it? But it's not fully clear, and it's not fully finalized, because while all this is happening, Mars is in Gemini. It's trying to identify, it's trying to make up his mind, it's trying to develop a plan, it's trying to understand, okay, for example, for if I say MJ back then was thinking, okay, maybe I should move up to Byron Bay. Maybe I should stop working. I don't feel like I need to work in this business anymore. I hope you're okay with that, MJ, that I'm using you as an example. I don't think I need to work in this job anymore. Came back then in May. Then things happened that I won't go into too many personal details, of course. Things happened that exposed some things and revealed some things that made it even clearer. Then came the friction in October that led to another friction in November that kind of ended that. And then while this is happening, MJ finally out of that job moved to Byron Bay. And now MJ is in Byron Bay, in her kind of like settling down to the new environment, a new job. What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? Who are my friends? Who I want to make my friends with? That's only one example, right? Mahamritanya Mantra. Let's bring you back. Mahamritanya Mantra. Okay, there we go. So, where was that? Okay, so since October, we are processing this needed change that is already kind of unfolding. And now, as we are dealing with this weak energy, Jupiter Chiron coming up on Sunday, something is really coming up to the surface. As this is happening, so this is the chart for 19th of November when we had the second square, and now I'm going back to now, and here is Mars on the 22nd, and once Mars is going to the, so pay attention what's happening. This is right now. Pay attention what's happening here. Mars on the 22nd degree is moving forward towards the 25th degree. Once Mars comes to the 25th degree, it's gonna square Neptune, end of 24 degree in Pisces. So this is happening in the background. Mars is coming to square Neptune. By the time Mars will square Neptune, the Sun and Mercury in the back in Pisces are coming into Neptune as well. And it's all cooking. So Jupiter Chiron, the wound here on your 3 o'clock, Jupiter Chiron, cooking, brewing, Sunday. While this is happening, Saturn moved to Pisces. While this is happening, and Saturn is trying to figure out to have like a roadmap. It's like, okay, so I'm now in the ocean on my boat, but where am I actually going? I'm lost in sea. I'm lost in sea. Okay, I'm lost in sea, but I need to make sure I have food and I have water. So, okay, I need a fishing rod, I need a water collection from the rain, and I need a compass, and I need to see how I'm going to go about it, and I need to create some exercise in my day by day so I don't get crazy here on the boat in the middle of the ocean. Kind of, Saturn is just kind of getting to understand his new environment. And then Mercury moves fast, coming towards the Sun. And as it's coming towards the Sun and Mercury comes into Neptune, and as they come into Neptune, they square in Mars. And when do they square Mars? As Mars is about to leave shadow. Do you get it? And this is only, this is second week of March. And remember, we said March is going to be bombastic. March is huge. So first week of March was coming to the full moon and Saturn shifting. Now we are in between Saturn shifting to Pluto shifting. This is the week in between. And the next 2 weeks is going to be like that, kind of preparing. What? Preparing for what? On the 21st, the equinox. On the 22nd, the new moon in Aries. a new astrological year. On the 23rd, Pluto goes to Aquarius. So this next big shift is coming up 2 weeks from now. And we are now in the process between the full moon and the new moon, right? So we are now in this process of release, ending, clearing, letting go. Mars is trying to understand what it's about. It don't fully understand it yet. And the confusion may grow bigger, but the potential for healing will grow bigger. The Sun comes into Neptune, Mercury comes together with the Sun into Neptune, and you can take it going crazy, you don't know what's real, what's not real, you're confused. What's going on with the stream tonight? I don't know. Shalom Dana, hello. You may feel confused, you may be going like, oh my God, am I losing it? Or paranoid or fearful. The world is going to become very interesting because pick this fact. The first square we had between Mars and Neptune in October, you know what happened back then? The Nord Stream pipeline of gas underwater was blown, right? Mars, action of war, Neptune, underwater, but it was fakely back then described as that Russia did that, and the blame was on them, and there was some kind of a lie here, a conspiracy here through the media, through that. Then what came later on in the last month? That it wasn't Russia, it was actually America. So if that happened in the first square, and then after the second square, the truth is coming up who it was really about, it will be interesting to see what will this bring. But it's basically could easily be an ego act of war in regard to trades. Gemini's trades, right? Commerce trades. So, and with Neptune and Pisces, it will be interesting to see what will happen in the world. But the world is going to shit, and we can see it very loud and clear. And so, you know, the news, Pisces, Neptune, the media, propaganda, Mercury, the communication, information, facts, data, together with the Sun coming into Neptune. Is this bringing something into light? Truth is being exposed and revealed. Some propaganda is kind of being exposed and revealed. Some conspiracy theory becomes real. Today I saw a funny meme. It was this woman drinking her tea from the 60s, and it's like, you know, conspiracy theories 47, reality 0. It's like all conspiracy theories became real. So, you know, if you will go to try to understand and figure out what the heck is going on in this world in this time, you may feel like you're going crazy, or you're losing your mind, or you're so confused, you're so overwhelmed, you're mentally going into paranoia and fear and this and that and whatever. That's what you wouldn't like to do. But if you will be a wise, conscious, aware soul, as I wish for all of us to be, we will do the medicine of this. We will surrender the ego mind from the need to know exactly what's happening to figure it out. We will surrender our pain, our wounding of Jupiter and Chiron. We will trust in that surrender, that if we will be in a detached, observed mind, in a meditative mind, in a spiritually trusting, faithful mind, that everything that is happening in divine order, and we don't understand it because we're not supposed to understand it yet, and once we're supposed to understand it, it will be delivered to us. We will get something, we will understand something, we will figure out something. But I'll be very cautious with ego-based actions at this time, because we don't exactly know what's going on. And so I will recommend a bit more meditative, passive, observing. I don't mean now lay down on a hammock and just be hazy, right? No. I mean take action for healing. Be in a healing mode. Be in meditation. Feel yourself. Be in a bath with candles. Journal. This is great time with Mercury coming to the Sun and Neptune in Pisces, with Jupiter coming into Chiron, with Mars squaring Sun, Mercury, Neptune in Pisces. The unconscious mind may be exposed and revealed to us some real precious gem if we journal. We write down how we feel, what we've been going through in the last year, in the last 8 months, in the last 3 years, in the last 15 years. Because remember, while all this is happening, who is in the background watching? The Grim Reaper, Pluto. And it's almost like, oh, who's gonna fall down the trap? I've set a trap for humanity to see which souls will fall for the Antichrist, which souls will fall for the demon, for the shadow trap, and which soul will pass through with faith and trust in spirit. And it's a big, the test is still happening. And Pluto in Capricorn, Capricorn is our integrity, our reputation, our character, our maturity, our responsibility, our due diligence, how we walk with the system, within the system. So Pluto is testing us there. Are you really in integrity? You know, there's a funny joke in the Jewish there's a go like, when the rabbi is not looking. You know, I'm vegetarian, but when nobody's looking, I'm eating the steak. I'm putting it in a fake wrap that it's like how they call it, like the fake steaks, you know, these days they make all this fake meat. You know, fake meat has more kind of stuff that are not really that great for you than the real thing. You know, all these kind of issues that going on in society around transgenders and all these things, you know, that's by itself is very interesting, you know. Why is the masculine being demasculated? Why is the masculine being trained to become something feminine? Interesting. Why is the feminine rising becomes masculine? You know, so the feminine is also challenged here. The feminine needs to watch her ego, so she doesn't fool herself that underneath the disguise of the awakened feminine, she's actually embodying the toxic masculine in disguise. But overall, again, tricky week. It's a tricky week, and just be aware of it. Just be aware of it, because there will be healing. There will be gems revealed. There will be insights, because on top of the fact that, you know, all that I told you is going to happen, while it's happening, once Venus comes to the 22nd degree, she's gonna sextile Mars, and that's beautiful. That's delicious. So on Saturday, just before Mercury Chiron, if I go there now. So okay, I wanted to show you this before. Watch this party in Pisces unfolds as I go through the days. Mercury comes into the Sun, and the Sun comes into Neptune. Then here, Jupiter comes into Chiron. And then here, Venus goes into the 22nd. She will align with Mars. And when Mercury comes to the 15th, Mercury will sextile Uranus. And on the same day, we're going to have Mercury sextile Uranus, Venus sextile Mars, and Jupiter Chiron. So watch. One day forward, that's tomorrow. Mercury 13, Sun 19, 24. Jupiter Chiron already the same degree. Venus 22nd07, Mars 2303. Another day forward, this is Saturday. Saturday comes, and here is Mercury 15 degree, starting to sextile Uranus, but not yet exactly. Sun 20, Neptune 24. Mars 23, so Mars is getting close to that square with Neptune, but remember, it's not just the moment where it's exact, it's the build up to it. So it's already building up all simultaneously. The Jupiter Chiron, together with Neptune Mars, together with Venus Mars, together with Uranus Mercury, all building up at the same time. So this is Saturday. Jupiter Chiron literally 9 astrological minutes away, and Venus sextile Mars. Let's see the exact moment. This is Saturday. Let's go a few hours forward. There it is. Venus here, 6 o'clock, 23 degrees, 35 minutes. Sextile, Mars, 23:35. Now, sextile is good. Sextile is beneficial, it's harmonious. This could mean like, you know, a bit of attraction. This could be like feeling good. This could be like, making love or meeting someone new or feeling good about yourself or feeling confident about your appearance, about your beauty. But remember, it's almost like it's a setup, because in the background there's the Jupiter Chiron, so it's a setup, could work both ways. It might be that you are feeling this and it really shifts you out of this wounded cycle you've been into, or it might be that you kind of like overly ego delusion in yourself, and then you get rejected or something like that, and then you feel the wound. So for each one it can unfold differently, but something is about to happen. And the title of Jupiter Chiron in the background is that something needs to be sacrificed. The ego needs to sacrifice something. Pisces, sacrifice, release, surrender, let go. The full moon we just came out of, surrender, release, let go, something in your physical reality. Virgo, declutter. Jupiter comes to Chiron, is like you need to surrender something out of this ego, that the wounded ego need to let go of something. And it might be forced, it might be willingly. But something is about to move, you know. Maybe there's a bad habit. Maybe you're taking too much drugs and you can't find clarity and you're using drugs, Neptune, Pisces season. To be honest, to be really fully honest, when Mars is kind of squaring Neptune, this could mean that people will actually have a liking to do some medicine work, some microdosing, some natural kind of remedies of medicina, like mushrooms and medicine, and people might be more attracted to be a bit drugged out on that night, or to be a bit more drunk on that night, to kind of like use the alcohol or the drugs, or taking action Gemini with Neptune Pisces in order to kind of like escape a bit and have a bit of a relief and stuff. And you need to be aware that you're doing it in a sacred way if you need to do it, in order for you to heal Jupiter Chiron. This is Saturday. This is Saturday night. So Saturday night, great night for partying. There will be great parties at the nightclubs, pubs, very socializing night, Saturday night. It's kind of Venus sextile Mars, it's socializing, it's feeling the love, it's kind of like going out, meeting, greeting, it's in Gemini, meeting new people, talking new people, presenting yourself to new people, connecting. Remember, it's a collective astrology, so it's a bit hard to tailor it for everyone. For some people, it's going to be amazing. For some people, it might be a bit of a damper. Regardless what you're going through, don't be a victim of it. No, it's part of your journey, and trust it and see what it shows you. But overall, Saturday night, all this weekend, Saturday night, great night for going out. On top of Mars sextile in Venus here, 6 o'clock, Mars here at your 4 o'clock sextile. On top of that, Mercury here on your 7 o'clock, 15 degrees 28 minutes, sextile Uranus in Taurus. Taurus, relationships, love, values. Uranus is radical, different, quirky, kinky. Mercury in Pisces, expressing love, expressing this, communicating this. This means like socializing, potentially with new kind of people, maybe being attracted to a type of people you didn't attract to before. Maybe you're connecting with a different quirky kind of people, and you find enjoyment in that. Something is clicking. It's socializing, and you might be even socializing with people that you didn't used to be thinking that you'll socialize with these kind of people, but suddenly you're actually enjoying it and you find something intriguing in that. And through that, Uranus and Mercury, there's some kind of flashes of insight. You know, because you are socializing with different kind of people than before, your conversations are different, the input you're receiving from those people is different, and it activates different pathways in your mind, and there's different thoughts flowing, different conversations flowing, and you're getting some insight, you're getting some input that you couldn't get before in the old places. So great for socializing, dinners, going out, but be aware of the tendency with Mars square Neptune to use substance, drugs, alcohol. I mean, you can have a drink, but you don't need to get drunk. And if you really have to, I'm not promoting it, but if you really have to, and you really, really have to, I'm only saying it highlighted, really, really have to, microdosing doesn't have to continue to become a full dosing. I've heard someone says one time, if you need to smoke, smoke like a shaman. Smoke to connect with spirit. Don't smoke to escape. So overall, this is good, yummy, delicious energy of Saturday into Sunday. And for some people, this could be like, oh my God, I met someone new. I'm totally in love. I'm actually off my... oh my God, and we have a great experience. But be careful not to jump too high too soon. Don't delusion yourself. Nothing is fully clear right now. Maybe you don't rush to jump into conclusions. Yeah. So this is Saturday night, and then Venus is passing this sextile to Mars. Mercury a few hours later will be the exact Mercury Uranus. This will be exactly on Sunday morning. So as you go and you do your morning walk on Sunday, or maybe in your dream time on Sunday morning, something click, there's a breakthrough, there is a realization. And all this is happening hours before Jupiter Chiron. It's already in place. So we have this Venus and Mars sextile harmoniously kind of supporting something here between the feminine and the masculine. Hours after, Mercury and Uranus kicking in for some flashes of insight, understanding, and the mind is a very important part of all this week. But things are coming in, but Mars is still assimilating what it's all about in Gemini as he's about to go out of shadow. But before he's going out of shadow, he really wants to put the nail in the coffin and to really understand what was the heck all that about. Because now he's building up the square to Neptune. 2341 here at the bottom, 2457 Neptune here on your 9 o'clock. And now I'm going to go a day forward. Mars 2408, Neptune 2459, Jupiter is passing Chiron. Something has shifted, something has moved. By Monday you will feel it. By Monday something will happen that will be of a good experience or healing experience. Monday, Juno shifts into Taurus as well. So the sacred relationships, the marriages, business partnership, associates are very close to you. It goes to Taurus, a place of value. All that time that we speak about the weekend, notice what's happening on the other side. I forgot to talk about that. Moon is in Scorpio. Moon is in Scorpio, and on Sunday, as this is happening with Mars and Venus and Mercury, Uranus, Moon will be on top of the South Node. We're going to be feeling things of the past. So it's very interesting that as Jupiter Chiron comes together in Aries and the wound is coming up, the Scorpio Moon comes with the South Node, and we might be feeling things from the past. Past pain, past hurts, past trauma, past abuse, neglect, rejection, betrayal, abandonment. We might be processing feeling of that, or we might be holding on to things that I was like, oh, I know that I need to let that go, but I still want to be a victim. Scorpio. I want to have it my way. I want this to be like that. I need to control everything, and I don't want to really let go. But I have to let go, and the universe is pulling it away from me, and I'm kind of like, no, don't take it away from me. The more you struggle, the more you go crazy, and go like, Pisces season, let it go, baby. Let it go. You want to heal? Do you want to heal? Do you understand what massive process of shift we are going through? All this storytelling that I'm telling you in the last hour, this is the little nuances, the little details in the massive shift that is happening throughout all this month, which the headline is Saturn into Pisces, Pluto into Aquarius. Pluto is in the final weeks of Aquarius, of Capricorn, since 2008. This is no joke. No joke. So be in integrity with your soul. Pisces season, spirit. Feel spirit. Listen to spirit. Be with spirit. Don't be in your ego, in your wounded ego. Your wounded ego and the moon in Scorpio. But I'm a victim. I want to hold on. It's like, don't be. You're going to be traumatizing yourself. You're going to go crazy if you're going to do that. Mars in Gemini. I need to figure out. It's like, shut the freak up. Meditate, boy. Go to healing, boy. Girl. Lay down and feel. Be in the bath. Listen to some beautiful meditative music in the background in the house. Journal. Be creative. Talk to a friend you trust, to a beloved you trust. Be vulnerable. Share your pain. Don't hide behind this fake ego that wants to pretend that he's got his shit together, but he's actually severely in pain, wounded. But he doesn't want to show it up because I'm successful, I'm in control, I'm in power. I know what's happening in the world. I have my plan. Don't tell me. But it's like, but I'm so scared. I'm so afraid. What is going on? Oh. For example, in a collective level, interest rate going up again this Monday. Everything is going to go up this Monday again. Everything. Mortgages, groceries, electricity, all the things, all the day-by-day living, again is going up. Why? Because the old system is collapsing. The old money is collapsing. The old patriarchy is collapsing. Day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year. What are you doing? Are you going to still keep your saving in the bank? Good luck. All I can say, not as a financial advice, what I've been saying for the last 5 years. Buy Bitcoin. But Ami, it's going down. What's happening with Bitcoin? Why is it going down? Oh no, Bitcoin going down in the price. Oh no, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You buy the dip. But what if it's going to go down more? Buy some more. But what if it's going to crash? Buy some more. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Here's Bitcoin. Yeah. So we had a nice. Let's go to the daily. And by the way, this was expected by me. I expected this to happen, but it's good, you know. People looking at this. Let's take it up. Okay. Here you go. Oh my God. We went from 15,000. We went up to 25,000. Oh no, that's it. We're crashing. Look, it's going down. Oh, the poor Bitcoiners. Oh, what are you talking about? If you spend time with Bitcoiners, all you can hear is like, we're buying the dip, buying the dip, we're buying the dip. It goes down here, we'll buy the dip. It goes down here, we buy the dip. Why? Because Bitcoin is the future global currency. Bitcoin is the future global reserve. The dollar is going down. But they don't want you to know that. They want you to be afraid of Bitcoin. They don't want you to get near Bitcoin. So they're scaring you. Right? So overall, this is good. What are we seeing here on the weekly? Very good. We went boom, 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 boom. Cooling down. I'm looking for this green EMA line. Looking delicious green EMA line. Where is it now? Green EMA line is at 21,240. Will we touch it? Potentially. Could we stop a bit above it? 23,250, 23,300. Yeah, possible. But, you know, I believe we're touching and we're jumping. Do I know? No, I don't know. But that's what I believe. That's what I feel. Am I fully trusting myself? No, but that's my gut feeling. That's my long term. I know that March will be a green month. Let's see the monthly. All right. So here's the monthly chart. Boom, cool down, and I was like, oh, that's it. It's going down. No, that's the illusion. I know we're going up from here. So maybe we have this week a bit slow yet. Maybe we'll drop to here just to scare everyone. Maybe we'll drop to here, to the 20,000. Oh my God, if we drop to 20,000, you know how much Bitcoin the Bitcoin is going to buy? Everything they can. So it's all about mindset. Because in the big picture, you know, 2024, March halving, is here. We're probably going to be around here. You know, we're going to go up and down, going to go up. We're going to be here in the halving. But then what happened after the halving? Usually the year and a half of the halving, we're going to probably go somewhere here, right? Maybe higher. We don't know. But in the long trend, we're going up. Let's see the yearly. This is the yearly chart. That's it. 2017, of course, Bitcoin started 2010. You don't see it in this chart. If I put where is it? Can I find it? BTC USD. Let's see. BTC USD. All-time history index. There we go. This is Bitcoin from the beginning. Only 14 years old. A little baby. A little baby, look. Vroom, vroom. Very healthy, right? So understand that. This is just a quick one on Bitcoin, right? I'm still confident. I'm still a hodler, you know. It's like long term wins the race. That's what Taurus is teaching us, right? So remember that with the North Node, no quick fix, no Scorpio, no South Node. But back to the astrology to finish this love stream. There is excitement in the air. Saturday, Sunday, there's for some people it's very exciting. It's like there's a good feeling, and thank God I'm one of them. I actually feel like I'm on the verge. Something is moving, something is shifting. I'm feeling better in the last few weeks. I'm feeling on a higher vibration, more back in my power, more back in my kind of spirit, more connected. Things are switching on again, but I'm still not fully clear. I'm still not fully understanding what it is, and I'm okay with that. Part of the journey is to be in awe of the journey. Part of the journey is to just witness spirit ways in awe and go like, I wonder what spirit is serving me now. So for some people, this is very exciting. It's going to be very exciting weekend, very exciting breakthroughs, very healing. Relationship, be on the side. If it's the relationship is right, if it's in integrity for both of you, if it has the accommodation of growth and evolution and development, this weekend, this week, be very gentle with each other, very compassionate, very understanding, share, talk, communicate. Mars in Gemini, communicate and express. Jupiter and Chiron in Aries and Venus in Aries. Both partners have needs, both partners have wounds, both partners have things that they brought from past relationships into the current relationship, and those things might be playing with each other, friction. So through conversation, constructive sharing, sacredness, both partners can understand that they're bringing that and they're bringing that from those relationships, from those woundings into this relationship. And suddenly there's a beautiful realization and honoring of the sacred sharing, and everyone listen to everyone. Everyone is attentive to everyone. We love each other. We heal each other. We hug each other. We understand each other. And boom, something is happening here that is of more value for the future. Juno moving to Taurus, coming to the North Node. This week will be another big sign for which relationships are true, right, need to stay, and which relationship are finito la comedia, finished. Okay, so this is this week. This is Sunday, and then as I go to Monday, and then by the time we get to Monday, we've got the Mars square Neptune. There we go. So Mars, Tuesday. This is Tuesday, the 14th, and by the time we get to the 15th on Wednesday, the exact square of Mars to Neptune on Wednesday morning, 10:20 a.m. Mars 2504, squaring Neptune 2504, Jupiter past Chiron, Venus at the end of Aries, preparing to really, after she felt all this wounding, after she socialized and talked, after she had the Uranus and Mercury, something came in realization, after the moon was in Scorpio, now in Sagittarius, Venus at the end of Aries. She really wants to feel good. She really want to have a good life. She really wants to be happy. She really want to get a new job or a new relationship or a new boyfriend or some time alone. Saturn in Pisces, some people will choose to be a bit alone with spirit to get themselves together. And in the background, Pluto 2949. Okay, so as this square is happening between Mars, now pay attention. Mars is squaring Neptune on Wednesday morning. Now, this is a bit of something will happen. This is kind of a bit of, there's some action, something comes from the media, there's some headlines, there's some news, there's some propaganda, there is some confusion. Someone may tell you something, there will be some event in your personal environment, some gossip maybe, some lies, maybe about you, maybe you hearing it about someone else, something that suddenly reveals a secret, something comes to light. Within us, this could be the subconscious mind reveals something. Sun 2406, Mercury 2146, they're closing in on Neptune, so it's a building up kind of like balsamic thing going on there. I'm moving one day forward. And one day forward, exactly 24 hours after Mars square Neptune, Mars is now 2531, Sun and Neptune conjunction, okay? And this, the light shines into the unconscious mind. There's some dream, there is some fantasy, there is some healing. The healing unfolds. This is a continuous healing. Remember, Neptune Pisces, healing. So there's some healing unfolding here, and maybe we find new understanding, new compassion. Maybe we find forgiveness. Maybe something is coming up for us that finally we understand what was it all about since August. Because now Mars is 5 astrological minutes away from going out of shadow. So amazing that as Mars is about to leave shadow, it's squaring Neptune still, and the Sun comes into Neptune and Mercury is right behind, and it's all coming to kind of like channeling messages, tarot reading, psychic reading, past life regression, healing session. If you need microdosing in a therapeutic healing manner, this is this very healing energy going on here, but also go into meditation practice, go into spiritual practice, connect with spirit, listen to what spirit is telling you, pay attention to your dreams. And literally a day after, Mercury is not even a day. Mercury is sneaking in as well. Mercury is coming into Neptune exactly on... There we go. Mercury is moving fast. Mercury is coming into Neptune. Boom. Friday, next Friday. We'll talk about next Thursday. Next Friday, Thursday night, 4 a.m. of Friday. Mercury comes, and look at that. Mercury, Neptune, Sun, 25th degree. And the Sun exactly squares Mars, 25th 51, 25th 50, as Mercury is with Neptune. And this is where Mars is out of shadow. You understand, all this week is a mumble jumble, healing comes up, conversation, meeting, realization, the mind goes on, and your refuge will be in being humble to know that you don't know. Being humble enough to admit your vulnerability, being humble enough to admit to yourself of your wounding, of your unconscious patterns, of your delusions, of your illusions, of that which needs healing, of that which needs change, conversations, meeting people, allowing new things to click in, but also finding refuge. This week, refuge is in meditation, is in spirituality. It's in stillness. It's in rest your mind in natural great peace. So Rinpoche. Okay? And it's amazing that it's happening here in Pisces exactly as Mars is out of. Something stopped in a glitch in the live stream. And now suddenly, finally, Mars is out of shadow and it's in a new territory. Hello, Christina. Hello, Christina. My pleasure. So I hope that I managed to deliver this message in the best way I could to you today, with all the distractions that happened today. And even the way this love stream unfolded is a great metaphor for the week that is coming. There will be glitches. There will be unexpected errors. You will not know exactly how to fix it. You will not know exactly why it's even happening. The dog barked. The streaming went offline and online and offline and online. The Sogel Rinpoche song didn't play properly. My volume was low at the beginning. My energy was a bit took me a while to get my channel right, but I just went with it and didn't stress myself, didn't worry about it, surrendered to it and allow it to be what it needs to be. And I hope that through this 1 minute of blurb I just gave you of this love stream, how it unfolded, it's making even clearer of what I mean for this coming week. Things come, things will happen. Don't freak out. Don't get overly worried. Don't get concerned. Don't get in your mind, in your ego, wounded. Don't give shit to other people. Don't go into fights from a wounded space. Be humble. Surrender. Just trust. Just allow. Oh my God, as I'm talking, I'm watching the live stream is like maybe 10 minutes in delay behind me. Very interesting. So, let me know if you can hear me now. Just give me thumbs up if you can hear me now. And I'm gonna take a stopwatch to see when you're gonna give me thumbs up from this moment, because that will show me how long the delay is. But we have a serious delay. Stopwatch is running from now. Oh, so you can hear me directly. Okay. Because the image that I see on the stream of YouTube is like 10 minutes behind. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Fantastic. We're doing cool. Something is going on. Listen to what I'm saying. Something is going on. And I don't exactly know what it is. But I will not stress about it. I will not worry too much. I will just surrender to the flow of the universe. And I will allow Spirit to deliver the message in divine order. I will allow the healing to unfold in divine order. And I will observe myself in the same time to see how I respond to the situation, how I react to the situation. What am I thinking inside my mind? What am I feeling inside my body? And what does it show me? And how am I succeeding, excelling, healing? And how am I proud of myself? Am I doing great? Or am I kind of like, oh, I should improve? Hey, thank you. Hey, good. It's good to feel your vibe. Jennifer, Christina, Dana, Waygirl, Barat, Christy, Jules. Fantastic. Awesome. Jules, commander of the Poo and Juice Room, I'm preparing you. It's going to be a very busy week in the world out there. And it's going to get a bit crazy. Breeze, you have ringing in your ears. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff. So... and all this is happening in the week between the full moon and the new moon. So as all this is happening, what I forgot to say as well is that on when is that exactly? On the same time that the sun, before the sun is with Neptune, we have the third quarter square of the sun and the moon, the checkpoint between. So full moon, remember this full moon we just had 2 nights ago? Initiating this purge, this release, this clearing, to be anal, analytical, pay attention to the detailed facts, truth. You need to also be careful with social media these days, more than ever before, because now we have artificial intelligence in play with deep fake in play. You need to question everything with a lot of discernment before you choose to believe in it. Don't let your ego believe in anything without fact-checking yourself and feeding yourself, because there's a lot of fakeness now. And the media and social media is going to become even more weird and creepy, because you really need to understand, we now have artificial intelligence already operating, writing articles, writing blurbs, creating music, creating images, creating movies. It's already happening in the background, and that's going to get a massive boom when Pluto goes into Aquarius. So, while all this is happening, remember, full moon just happened, to release, to let go, to surrender, 2 weeks phase until the new moon. This week is happening now with all that. And the week after, we have a new moon in Aries, autumn equinox, new astrological year, Pluto goes to Aquarius. Boom. Like, boom. Massive boom. Like, let's do it with the effect again. People loved it last week. Boom. So, yeah. That's what I have to tell you about this week. Be spiritual this week. Be spiritual and follow your medicine. Follow the medicine of spirit. And that's why I'm going to finish this love stream with the beautiful sisters rising Appalachia that are singing to us about the medicine man, the medicine woman. And I hope that you will hear this song now, because, yeah, it's like, I don't know why I didn't hear it before. But yeah, I love you, family. Take it easy this week, please. Easy, gentle, spiritual, healing. Focus on your healing. Focus on your healing. May you heal well. May you have a great breakthrough. May you have great new connections, revelations, insights. And I will see you on the chat room. And I forgot to say once again, thank you to all the Patreon subscribers, to our members. Thank you for your support. I appreciate, love you so much. And if you want to be a part of our community, join us on patreon.com/healingdelight. By the way, as all this is happening on Tuesday, I will be at Here Yoga doing sound healing meditation. So if you need to connect with spirit, to do all that Pisces, to meditate and heal with spirit, Neptune, Pisces, healing, sound, music, I will be at Here Yoga Tuesday, 7 p.m. We had the most amazing gathering for the full moon. It was amazing. So I would love to see you and be in service for you. And if you need private healing session, feel free to contact me. I will be more than happy to be in service for you. And spread this video around, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel. We're getting close to 1,000 subscribers, which is awesome. And yeah, press a like, give us some support for free. If you want to join Patreon, we'd love to have you in our community. If you need to come for sound healing, come for sound healing. Thank you so much, family. Love you. Medicine Man. Peace. Be good.